sort of like parasocial mindset with any streamer or content creator they watch, and it's dangerous. So I have a crazy fan that actually flew in from out of state. He ended up staying at the airport for multiple days and recording videos of himself saying like, I'm not leaving until Ray picks me up. It was like, if she goes to Coachella without me, I'm gonna be really disappointed, and I'm just sad that like she wanted me to fly out here and she's not even coming to like pick me up. I know that she wants to see me, and it's like really, really crazy.
There is a specific kind of silence that happens right after you finish a long video. It's that 3-second gap where the screen goes black and for a moment you see your own reflection in the glass. In that moment, the friendship vanishes. The person you were just laughing with is gone. They didn't leave the room because they were never there in the first place. We are told that parasocial relationships are just a side effect of the internet, but I think it's much deeper than that. I think we are using these digital shadows to avoid the most terrifying thing in the world: being alone with our own thoughts. I'm not here to lecture you. I'm here because I am in the screen and you are on the other side, and we both know something feels off. Let's look at why we actually watch. There is a concept called social surrogacy. A major study found that when we feel lonely or rejected, we turn to our favorite programs to provide a sense of belonging. Researchers call this the social snacking. Now, on the surface, this is a positive thing. It's a tool. It's a brief, informal interaction that boosts your happiness and makes you feel like you are part of a community. It works because it buffers the time of being alone. But that's exactly where the complexity lies. In nature, loneliness is a warning signal, like physical pain. It's your brain telling you to find your own community, find your own tribe. When you snack on a creator, you are basically turning off that alarm system. Of course, it feels great in the moment, but the side effect is the lack of side effect. You aren't necessarily getting any better, you are just losing that urge to realize that you are lonely. It's not about being bad or, feeling left out. It's about realizing that a snack isn't a meal. It can't replace that. So going off with that analogy, why do you think this snack is so convincing? Simply because of trust. There are many articles showing that Gen Z doesn't look at influencers as celebrities. They rather look them as friends. Authenticity and reliability are the new currencies in this fast-pacing world. But we have to think critically. How can a person be authentic in front of 4 million people all at once? Creators fuel this trust by being relatable, showing their messy room or showing their bad day in their life. Because they feel like a friend, you trust them more than any kind of brand available in the market. But that trust is a one-way street. You trust them with your time and your mental health. They trust you to keep the view count up. It's a friendship based on content, not shared history. You have memories of them, but they don't have any memories of you because they simply don't know you. This leads to what researchers call self-discrepancies. There is a landmark study from 2008 by psychologists J.L. Derrick and Shira Gabriel that looked at exactly how people use these fox relationships to survive their own insecurities. The science here is very fascinating. We all have an actual self, who we are right now, and an ideal self, the person we wish we were. Usually, when there is a big gap between these two, it causes a pain. It makes us feel like we are falling. Derek and Gabriel found that for people with low self-esteem, parasocial relationships acts as a bridge. When you watch someone who embodies your ideal self, someone confident, articulate, and successful, your brain actually blurs the line between you and them. For 20 minutes, you feel like the gap is closed. But here's the kicker from that research. This is nothing but a temporary fix. It's like a psychological splint. It holds you together for a short term but doesn't actually heal your pain. Because as soon as you turn that video off, that ideal self is gone. And you are left standing right where you started, only now the real world feels even colder because you have spent the last hour living that dream. Of course, I am no better than you. I am the ghost in your room right now. I am the one you are using to feel deep before you scroll to the next thing. But here is my tiny perspective. The most real person in your life is the one looking back right at you when the screen goes dark. They are messy, they are bored, and maybe lonely. But they are actually there, and that's what matters. I'm going to stop talking now, and when this ends, don't click on the next or don't click on comments. Just sit there in silence for maybe 60 seconds. See what your own brain has to say when there isn't a stranger talking over it. See you in the next one. Bye bye.